900,000 years ago, an asteroid hit Wolf Creek in Australia. It left behind this crater, which is almost 1 kilometre wide. But what are asteroids, and how at risk are we? Asteroids are large rocks which orbit the Sun but are too small to be planets or dwarf planets. They are ancient leftovers from the start of the solar system. Scientists have found more than 1 million asteroids in space. Very few asteroids pose a risk to Earth. Most are in an area of our solar system known as the asteroid belt. This is a huge collection of asteroids between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. However, some are much closer to our planet. Asteroids with paths that cross the Earth's orbit are known as Earth-crossing asteroids. Asteroids that come within about 45 million kilometres of our planet are known as near-Earth asteroids. The most dangerous or hazardous objects are large near-Earth asteroids. If one hit the Earth, it would cause widespread damage. So how at risk are we? Every year, millions of small pieces of asteroid, called meteoroids, enter the Earth's atmosphere. Many glow brightly in the sky as they fall, creating a meteor, also known as a shooting star. Most meteors burn up before they reach the ground. If not, the leftovers hit the ground as a meteorite. Scientists think thousands of meteorites land on Earth every year. We don't know for sure how many because most are lost to the oceans. Very few meteors are large enough to pose a risk to people on Earth. There have only been a couple of occasions in recent history when a meteor was large enough to cause significant damage. In Russia in 2013, a meteor 20 meters wide exploded in the air above the city of Chelyabinsk. The light from the meteor was briefly brighter than the sun and was seen by people over 100 kilometers away. The explosion released as much energy as 30 atomic bombs. Thousands of buildings were damaged by the shockwave and around 1,500 people were injured. 2 people suffered serious injuries. An event like this is thought to take place only once every few decades. Just over 100 years earlier, there was a similar event in Russia. In 1908, a meteor the size of a jumbo jet exploded in the air above the forest of Tunguska. The explosion flattened over 80 million trees across 2,000 square kilometers of forest. The energy released was equivalent to more than 600 atomic bombs. Thankfully, an event like this one is thought to take place only once every 500 years. The Earth's surface contains many scars from past impacts. Geologists and planetary scientists study these scars to learn about our planet's history. This is Barringer Crater in Arizona, USA. It is also known as Meteor Crater and is one of the best preserved impact structures on Earth. When the asteroid that made it hit the ground, the energy of the impact produced a shockwave that spread out in all directions. This left a crater 20 times wider than the asteroid. Scientists discovered that Barringer Crater is 500,000 years old. When the asteroid hit, this area of the Arizona desert would have been cooler and damper, with mammoths roaming the grasslands. The Furdeford impact structure in South Africa is one of the largest and oldest on Earth. It was originally wide enough to fit most of the Grand Canyon inside it. Most of the huge crater walls have been eroded in the 2 billion years since it formed, but satellite images reveal the remaining structure. Scientists have worked out that the asteroid that made it must have been about 15 kilometers wide. That's bigger than Mount Everest. One of the most famous impact events is the one that made the Chicxulub crater in Mexico. 66 million years ago, a 10-kilometer wide asteroid hit the Earth here. It left a crater 180 kilometers across and deep enough to hold 2 Mount Everests on top of each other. Huge clouds of dust were released into the atmosphere, and fires spread across the planet. This all had a devastating effect on the global climate. It caused a mass extinction event. 75% of all the plants and animals on Earth were made extinct. Thankfully, a collision like Chicxulub will probably only happen once in 200 million years. And today, we can use technology to protect ourselves from dangerous asteroids. Technology like telescopes and spacecraft. In 2022, the DART space mission tested out a method of defending the Earth from near-Earth objects. The double asteroid redirection test aimed to crash a small spacecraft head-on into an asteroid to see if it could change its speed and the path it travelled. The asteroid Didymos and its small moon, Dimorphos, which posed no threat to Earth, were chosen for the test. On the 26th of September 2022, the DART spacecraft crashed into Dimorphos. A small cube satellite monitored the results. The test was a success. The The impact slowed down Dimorphos's orbit by 32 minutes, which changed its path around Didymos. For technology like DART to be effective at preventing catastrophic impacts, we must find large asteroids long before they are at risk of crashing into Earth. Astronomers use telescopes like the Liverpool Telescope to spot and track asteroids that could be a threat to Earth in the future.